Do 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 do, but do 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 do. What's up guys, Tim here from Audio Tutor. I am using the Samsung Go mic today. It's a new little purchase of mine that I found online. It's relatively new. I think it came out in 2018, I think. It is the tiniest, cutest little mic, and yeah, so I'm sorry if the audio doesn't sound that great today, because I usually, if I'm right now I'm recording on my dining room table in my apartment. So I usually use a nice little SM57 if I'm working here to kind of prevent you from hearing all the echoes in this room. And maybe even the traffic outside. This isn't where I normally record. And that, you may have just heard, was the ice tray filling up in the freezer. All right, so today I'm talking about a demo that I just put together recently. This is a new song that I'm working on. I put together this demo, and what I like to do sometimes when I'm working to put a demo together is I like to sing all the different parts. All right, so I'll sing like guitar riffs, I'll sing synthesizers, I'll be going wow 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 wow, and it's very special. If you could be here for it, you would probably think I've lost my mind. And obviously it would include me beatboxing and sort of doing hi-hats and all that, and it's all, I just do it all with the voice to get it down and into the project as quickly as possible, to kind of get all the ideas out of my head and onto the page or onto Logic Pro 10, as the case may be. So today we're talking about bass. So I wanted to get the bass line together, and I really struggle with bass lines. I don't know about you guys, but I really struggle with getting bass lines together. I'm not a bass player. I'm barely a guitar player, so I definitely have some trouble sort of making sure that my bass sounds the way it should in the mix. And the way I sort of, a hack that I've found in writing my bass line is doing it with my voice, because then it's a lot more natural and I sort of feel the rhythm of the song a bit more, rather than trying to pick it out on a guitar or something like that, or even on the keys. I find I get much more of a natural performance if I do it with my voice. I get that natural idea of the bass line down. So I recorded this. Well, let's listen to the whole demo, just so you kind of know what the style of the song is.
Does anybody dance it? Is anybody feeling the rhythm of the marimba? Dance it. Time to blow the roof off the house. What the hell we in Miami for? Dance it. When you hear that boom boom bap, you know what's up. Dance it. Does anybody dance anymore? Fill my cup like
I mean, seriously, it's pretty funny. If you listen, wait, is it this one? All right. I mean, you would think I've lost my mind. So we're looking at this bass line, and originally this is what I did for the bass line. Do 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 do. So, by the way, this, I didn't do this in the studio. I did this in the living room with the Samsung Go mic, it's really fun because it's so easy to just plug it in and get going. And so obviously I wasn't looking for sonic perfection here. I was just wanting to get the ideas down, which is why you can hear loads of background noise and whatever else. It didn't really matter to me recording it. I just wanted to get the ideas out there. I'm sure you get that, and you've done demos before in the same kind of way. So the bass line I did kind of like, as if I'm in the Beach Boys or something, just dum 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 dum, just making noises. But then looking at the mix, the mix, and as things started to fill out more, as I started to add more of these instruments or more different weird parts of my voice, I guess, I kind of wanted to hear more of that frequency spectrum and kind of hear where the bass would actually sit in the mix, rather than, because I know it's not going to be way up here where I'm hearing it, because that's the human voice, whereas I know I'm going to be using like a bass guitar. So I know the pitch of that is way too high. So I'm going to share with you just this little technique to change your voice into a bass guitar for the sake of whatever weird reason you might have. You might want to do that. I think it's a great way to do demos to kind of get an idea of the bass line that you want for your tracks. So the first thing I did, as I was talking about pitch, I knew it was going to be too high. So this is the bass track here. First thing I did was grab a vocal transformer. Now, this is a free plugin that comes with Logic Pro 10. Your DAW might have something similar. Otherwise, there are loads of third-party plugins that do this kind of thing. All right. So in the vocal transformer, the most important thing I did first was I took the pitch down by 12 semitones. That's an octave. All right. So if I just show you what that sounds like. Kind of weird, right? Kind of robotic, I guess. Not really the sound of a bass guitar yet, but pitch-wise, we're getting down there, so that's good. Now, the next thing I did was change the Foreman, and the Foreman's very important. The Foreman is something that you'll find yourself using a lot in transforming vocals. We'll probably do another tutorial in the future about using formant shifting on delays, on vocal delays and stuff like that. It's a really fun effect. So essentially, I just took that down a little bit, so say -7. Let's listen to that. Yep, so you hear now it's got much more of that that bass sound, right? If we take the formant back up, it's got too much kind of like of this, I don't know what you'd call it, like a fuzz kind of sound that just doesn't sound right for that bass guitar sound. So we've got to take that formant down. And you can just kind of decide where you'd like it. I ended up on about -7. But the higher that formant, the more of that kind of resonance you're going to hear that you don't necessarily want in that bass sound. So if I take the formant up, you'll hear what I mean. So you see that? I kind of, when you take the formant up, I start sounding like those little aliens in Toy Story. Do you remember them? The ones that were like, we are, what do they say? We are eternally grateful, or something like that. I don't know. But you see what I mean? You see how it's kind of transforming things here. So taking the pitch down 1 octave, and I've taken the formant down just a little bit to taste. So we've ended up with this so far. All right. But the problem there, if you're listening on good speakers or headphones, you're going to be able to hear that there is not enough bass in the bass. You can't really hear that bass frequency. We can hear that the pitch is down there where it should be, but we can't hear that sort of big boomy bass in our headphones or on speakers. You probably won't even notice this if you're listening on an iPhone or laptop speakers or anything like that, right? So this is the point in the video where you should be plugging in your nice, Bose headphones or something. All right, so the next thing we did to kind of bring out more of that bass is some mad EQ. And I'm not one to recommend crazy EQ moves, but this is, for effect. So we're doing some crazy moves here. So let's turn it on and have a look. What I'm doing here, turn all these other bands off that we're not using. But what I have here is, well, first off, I have a shelf that is, it's similar to a low pass. It's more like a shelf that's, we're taking off a load of that top end. So I've got it set here to 3,450 hertz, but you can see it's kind of, it starts rolling off just under 1K, probably rolling off around 700 hertz. We start rolling off and it gets pretty steep, and then all of this top end is getting lost up here, which, you know, we just don't want that top end in this sound. So if I just show you that move and what that sounds like here. So you can hear we're just taking all of that high end off that we don't need. So next on the list is boosting those low frequencies. So let's go back to our big old boost here. We've got a huge boost at 82 hertz, all right? And this is, you want to just play around. What you want to do here is grab the Q, turn it up like this, and then you want to sweep around to find where that nice boomy, not boomy, but that nice bass frequency is that you like, all right? I ended up on 82 hertz. And then what I did was, because I wanted a big boost in those low frequencies, is I took the Q down to 0.6, so just a really, really wide Q, and then I boosted by a ton, by 24 dB. So let's listen to that. I'll turn that one on and off so we can really hear the difference. Pretty cool, right? Starts sounding like a bass guitar, and that's what we were looking for. And what I've also done is I found that the volume level was jumping way up there, and it just wasn't very useful in the mix. So I went to the gain over here and took the gain down by 9 dB, and that's up to you to play with that. But I just found we were like, because we're doing such a giant boost, we were taking the level way up there, and it just wasn't necessary. So we took the gain down as well. So a giant boost in the low end and a giant cut in the high end, right? So this is not stuff that I tend to recommend in EQing. I like to talk about small little moves to carve things out. But as we're trying to create such a particular sound, we're really trying to transform the sound. We're trying to change the human voice into a bass guitar. So we need to do big drastic moves. So huge boost in the low end, huge cut in the high end, and of course we've changed the pitch and the formant before that as well. So a quick before and after, and then I'll see you on the next video. So a lot of fun there, and it really helped me in my demo and getting this whole idea together and putting it down and all of that. So I hope that helps. I hope you can kind of use that little trick in your next project when you're trying to write your next awesome arrangement. Good luck with it. If you are looking to get started in the world of recording and mixing, but you don't really know what equipment you need to get started on that journey, well, I have just the thing for you. I have a 26-page, it's been updated, I have a 26-page free ebook called, what is it called? Recording and Mixing on an Affordable Budget, parenthesis, getting started. So it's all of that equipment you need to get started recording and mixing. We're talking microphones and headphones and speakers or monitors, and audio interfaces and XLR cables and all of that stuff that you're going to need to get started in the world of recording and mixing and making amazing music or making amazing voiceover work or theatre productions, whatever it is in the world of audio. I really want to help you out. So click the link in the description. You can download the absolutely free ebook, and it's a proper little book, 26 pages. You're really going to get some value out of that. So go and check it out and enjoy. And if you've got any questions or anything like that, head down into the comments section and ask me a question. I want to answer as many questions as I can. I want to be as helpful as I can. And don't forget, guys, to like and subscribe and share with your friends and all of that good stuff. I want to help as many people as I can get better audio and make better music and just do better, amazing things in their home studios. So the more you share it and like it and whatever and help with those algorithms and all that annoying, boring stuff, the more you can help, the more people I can help with this kind of thing. So thanks so much in advance for liking, subscribing, commenting, sending your questions, whatever you want to do. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next tutorial. My name's Tim from Audio Tutor. Ciao.